Yes, well, each province in our constitutions has a leader and a few councillors. We have 4, and it's a standard way of governing. It's a bit like a board of directors, and I would be the chair, but it's a bit different too, because it's like an ancient thing, and it's, tradition in the Catholic Church. So we get chosen by the institute leader and after consultation with the province. So there's an opportunity for people to put in their suggestions, and quite often somebody from the institute leadership would come and visit and talk to each person, and then the decision is made at the institute level. So it's an appointment, not an election in that respect. And my term of office is 3 years, and the councillors too. They have a 3-year term, which can be extended for another 3 years. It's a really privileged position. It's a lovely job to have. It covers, a huge amount of interesting things, more than a normal, board of directors would have, because it's the ministry and the mission of the province, but it covers everything. So new members and healthcare and all the things that are involved in a group of people living in the community. And it also connects us to the rest of the world, because every year we have an international meeting of the leaders of the provinces. The lives, and this one for this year is in September in Loyola in Spain. And so it's a real that group of province leaders. Sometimes a couple of people from the province council go, and they act as a sort of sounding board for the institute leadership. So it's a way of, consulting the leadership of the provinces about different policies and issues and things like that. So it's connected sort of at the grassroots and also with the wider international institute. And the other part of it is too, we do have a real collegiality among all the different religious orders, so that we all do belong to a thing called CRA, which is the Conference of Religious in Australia, and we meet often and we support each other. It's a real peer support network, and I really enjoy that. Everybody has their own gifts and experience and things. And for some reason, it falls within my sort of skill set. And so I don't feel out of my depth in it. Whereas, if you'd asked me when I was 25, was it part of my skill set, I wouldn't have had a clue. But, I have, been in leadership positions in schools, and I've also studied canon law, which gives me a good background in the more official and technical side of things, or when there are crises or challenges or something. I do have a type of ability to know, who to ask, where to look, what processes to follow. I guess it's like people going into business, say, with a legal background or something. They've got something to draw on. And so I do have this sort of adequate preparation for that. And I've also spent a lot of my time in ministry advising other provincial leaders and things. So, I've thought about a lot of the issues that do come up. It enables me to do a service for the group, and it saves people who aren't that strong in it. They can go along and do what they're best at, and they're not type of pulled out of their specialised ministries to do the leadership stuff, which they mightn't be as comfortable with, So we each have our own little niche to fulfil in a way. And I certainly feel, that's something I can do without a whole lot of, worry about it, really. It doesn't actually come into the list, but I think in any leadership position, or my view is, one of the values that's most important is generosity. I think that to trust people and to go in with an attitude of positivity and not be mean and type of controlling, that's certainly, I think that's a very effective way of leading, but it's also a very Christian way, and I think it enables people to flourish more if they feel that what they need, they'll get. And sometimes people don't really ask for what they need because they feel they don't deserve it, or they don't want to worry people, or we mightn't, be able to afford it, or something like that. And they're not in a position to know those sorts of answers. So I do think that generosity for me, and then just that sense of, it comes across in Mary Ward's values like felicity, and is a sense of happiness and positivity and presuming the best of people. Those are the sort of values I really think are important in leadership.